Hey guys, Mr. Biz, Ken Wentworth here. Hey, I wanted to jump on today and tell you about something that's really cool. Well, not say cool, but it's a good way to minimize any losses you have from customers that pay you late. And it's sort of a good rule of thumb. A lot of business owners will ask me this question, so I wanted to come on and talk about it. And it will help your cash flow, and again, help minimize these losses. Again, it's kind of stuff we cover in Mr. Biz, my MrBizProgram.com. You go out there and check that out. And what it is, so there's a study. This is when you have late paying customers, okay? And when I say late, I mean when they're 30, 60, 90 days out. A lot of people will ask me, well, at what point, what do I need to do for that situation? Here's what you can do. Make sure you're making every effort you can, of course, during the first 90 days. Automated reminders, we talked about some of these on some of the other videos, but you can do automated reminders. You do the phone calls. I just did a video the other day about how you can have your salespeople be the collection person. But here's the important part of this one today. So there was a study done by the Kaplan Group, a bunch of smart people, right? A lot smarter than me. And they talked about the level of collectability of old accounts. And so based on that, so when an account is greater than 90 days old, you've got about a 26%, you only have a 26% chance of loss. When it gets up to 180, so when you get to 6 months, it's at 42%. You're gonna take a total loss on that. So what I recommend is, when I tell business owners and my clients, is make every effort to collect that money, right, of course, on your own, in-house, up front. At 90 days, you turn it over to collection agency. Not at 6 months, not at 9 months. You got to have a process in place where at 90 days you automatically kick them over there. Now, I know some people will say, well, geez, my customers are going to get really mad about that. And some will, frankly. Some won't be happy about that. But, again, we've talked about this. You're running a business, not a charity, number one. Number two, what you do is when you're sending these reminders to them prior to turning that over to a collection agency, is you let them know, look, at 90 days, I'm going to turn this over to a collection agency. So there's no surprise, right? So at 60 days, they know, I got 30 days left to pay this, or make a phone call to you, right, to set a payment plan up, set something up, right? And then they get another one, right? So they've got a couple reminders and they know what the ramifications are. Plus, we've talked about this before too, if this is in your credit terms, there won't be any surprises. And as far as the customers that get upset about this, think about the customers that get upset about this. Who will get upset about this? People who pay you late. And if they're chronic late payers or non-payers, you really don't want them as a customer going forward anyway, right? So anyway, turn them over at 90 days. Now, as far as a collection agency, there are a lot of unsavory people in that business, okay? You got to find a good one. I've got a really good one. I literally have one collection company that I ever use. I refer all my businesses to work with them because they do business the right way. Really good people. If any of you want that name, shoot me a message or whatever. And I'll let you know the name of that company. I don't get anything out of it. There's no kickbacks or no referral fees, anything like that. They do things the right way. They don't harass your customers. They're good people. Anyway, if you do hire a collection company, make sure it's not a flat fee. It's really tempting to say, we'll only charge you whatever, $10 flat fee for every account. Here's the problem with that, and I think you guys probably already know this. At that point, they've already been paid. The collection agency's already been paid. So how much of an effort are they going to make? Now, you hope they do, right? But you don't know that, right? If it's on a contingency basis, on a percentage basis, now they have a vested interest in making sure they collect that money for you in order for them to get paid, right? So, and the other part about that is never pay more than 40%. 40% is the absolute highest. Even if you send one invoice to a collection agency, you should never pay more than 40%. Now, again, you might look at that and say, well, I don't have much of a volume. I only have an occasional time when I need that. 40% seems kind of high. 40% and getting 60% is better than getting 0%, right? A lot of businesses, and maybe you guys are in this situation as well, let their accounts receivable age and age and age, and they don't do anything about it. And at some point they just say, the heck with it, it's too old now, and they write it off, and they get $0 for that. One way to look at that is that customer is literally stolen from you. I mean, think about it that way. You've done work for them, they haven't paid you, they've stolen from you, essentially, is how to look at it, and the mindset to have, I should say, as far as don't let that happen. Don't let it go to write-off. Now, again, that's why you make every effort in the first 90 days on your own, so you don't have to lose that potentially 40% to a collection agency, right? If you're staying on top of it, hopefully you've got very few that get over 90 days, but you really have to monitor it, put some systems in place. Again, we've talked about this on some of the other videos. But that's the tip for today. Collection agency at 90 days, not at 120, not at 150, not at 180. Get it there at 90 days. Make every effort up to 90. Turn it over to the pros at 90 days, and go from there. That will help minimize those losses. You won't end up writing it off down the line. I guess you could, right, if they're unsuccessful. But they have a vested interest. They're going to do all the things, and they're pros at it, right? That's what they do for a living. So they're going to be better at it than you, or someone on your team. All right, that's it for today, guys. If these tips have been helpful, just definitely, if this is something that could be beneficial to someone else, definitely share it with them, please. I would appreciate that. I want to get the word out and help as many people as possible. And go out and check out MrBizProgram.com. That's where I will help you personally run your business more profitably, more efficiently. So go out and check that out, MrBizProgram.com, MrBizProgram.com. All right, we'll talk to you guys again soon. See ya.